Hello friends, already we have studied the break-even analysis. Break-even point, this is the numerical on break-even point related to one industry, that is a small capacity electric motor. So this is the numerical 3. Watch the numerical on this BEP small electric motor. Welcome to my YouTube channel Kadam Academy. Dear friend, I have also my another channel, Industrial Engineering and IoT. This is the numerical, I will read it. An industry which will manufacturing a small capacity motor. This is the motor. Its cost structure is as follows. What is the cost structure? This is the cost elements. That is the material cost is required 50 rupees for each. Labor cost 80 rupees. Variable overhead 75% of what? Labor cost. This labor cost on which the 75% of the labor cost. Fixed overhead. What is the amount? Rupees 2.4 means 2,40,000 per annum. What is this? Per annum it is there. Sales price. This motor is having the sales price for the 230 per motor. You have to sell it. What we have to find out? We have to determine first the number of motors to be manufactured. This is the break-even point. Or break-even means break-even point. We have to find out how much motors must be manufactured, and number of motors to be sold to make a profit of rupees 1 lakh. Rupees 1 lakh. And third point, this is the second point, this is the first point. The third point we have to find out number of motors to be sold, break even if the selling price is reduced by 15 rupees per motor. It is to 30 rupees per motor. If it is reduced, what will the cost? So we'll see one by one. So friend, this is the given data for the solution of the small motors manufacturing. Cost structure is what is given. Material cost is 50 rupees, labor cost is 80 rupees, and variable overheads is 75% of this labor cost. This labor cost is 80, so multiplied by 0.75, that will be 60 rupees. That is the variable overheads. So how we can calculate this prime cost or the cost, the addition of these three? Friends, already we have studied in the elements of cost. Watch the video for that detail elements of cost. Now what is the given data? Sales price of each motor is 230, and what is the given? Fixed overhead is also given of the company, amount of 240 lakhs per annum. Or we can say per year. And what is given here? Variable cost, which will be equal to this material cost, addition of this plus labor cost plus variable overheads. So we can find out this variable cost, addition of this, all these three ones which are given here: material cost, labor cost, and the variable overhead. Addition of these three will get the variable cost. Friends, here addition of these three will give you the value is rupees 190. We have to find the variable cost given here, fixed cost, and what we have to find out? Determine number of motors manufactured and sold in year in order to achieve the break even. That is the break even point we have to find. In units we have to find out. Okay, how many motors manufactured and sold to make a profit of this 1 lakh rupees per year? If sales price reduce by 15 rupees each motor, or how many motors we have to manufacture, and what will the break even for this when we reduce the 15 rupees each? What is the break even point? So these 3 points we have to find out. This is the given data. We'll go further. First point, determine number of motors manufactured and sold in year. How to find out the break even point? For in units, BEP in units, by using this formula: fixed cost upon contribution margin per unit, that is the rupees for fixed cost rupees per unit. This rupees will get cancelled and per unit will be there. So this unit means nothing but the motors in this case, in this numerical. The break-even point fixed cost upon this contribution margin per unit is nothing but the selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. That means you can write the break-even point BEP unit fixed cost upon contribution per unit, that is the F upon S for the selling price per unit. V is the variable cost per unit. Unit is nothing but the motor in this numerical. So we will calculate. Already we know the variable cost we are already calculated 190. Sales price. The sales price is given per motor 230. Fixed overhead for company is 2.4 lakhs, and is calculating the contribution per motor. It is given here. The contribution per motor we can calculate sales price per unit, the units minus the variable cost per unit. The sales price is 230 given data, and we have calculated this variable cost per unit 190. What is the then contribution per unit per motor? That is the 40 rupees. This motor we have to manufacture. That is the 40 contribution per motor. Now we have to find out determine the number of motors. That is the first point. The break-even point we have to find out in this case. What is the given data? Fixed cost is given, F is given, contribution we have calculated. That the fixed cost is 2.4 lakhs, means 2 lakhs 40,000 upon 230 minus 190. That is the contribution per unit, S minus V. So value becomes 2 lakh 40,000 upon 40 motors. That value becomes 6,000. This is the 6,000 motors we have to manufacture to achieve the break-even point. So in unit, it is 6,000 motors at least we have to manufacture per year. Next point is what? How many motors we have to manufacture and sold to make a profit of 1 lakh rupees per year. How many motors we have to manufacture? So friends, we can calculate by using this formula. The contribution per motor already we have calculated, that is the 40 rupees. That sales price per unit minus variable cost per unit. In case of this, in this numerical, motor unit is what? Motor. Contribution total motors we have to find out. This is the contribution per motor. The total contribution we have to find out. How to find out? The total contribution minus fixed cost is equal to profit. How much profit we have to get? The 1 lakh rupees. Here it is given in the numerical, and this is the 2 lakh 40,000 fixed cost is given, and putting these values in this formula, the contribution of total motors we can calculate the 2 lakh 40,000 plus 1 lakh. That will the contribution of total motors. That is the rupees 3 lakh 40,000. This is the 3 lakh 40,000, friends. Once we find out the total motors 3 lakh 40,000, what we have to find out for 1 lakh rupees? How many motors we have to find out? Contribution is found out for this total motors, but how many motors that we have to find out? That's how we can find out the contribution of rupees 40 for one motor. Then for 3 lakh 40,000 contribution, how many motors we have to manufacture? You can calculate this 3 lakh 40,000 into 1 upon 40. So 8,500 motors we have to manufacture at least for get the profit of 1 lakh rupees. This 1 lakh rupees we will get after the sale, sold the manufacturer and sold the 8,500 small motors. Now what if the sales price is reduced by 15 each, means 15 rupees per motor? If you reduce, how many motors are manufactured and sold? That break-even point we have to find out. How can we find out the break-even point? Already we know fixed cost of per contribution per margin. These are the formulas we know already discussed. Rupees will get cancelled, unit will be there. And what is the final formula here? F by S minus V. The S is sales price per unit, V is the variable cost per unit. Unit in this case is motor. How to find out? If reduce the 15 rupees, this 50 rupees here per motor, that how many motors require to manufacture. Now what will the present sales price is what? 230 rupees. Reduced sales price is after deduction of this from this 230 is 215 rupees. That is the new selling price of motor. Before this, it was 230. Now it is a 215. Here variable cost, already how to calculate we know, that is the 190 rupees, and new contribution per motor becomes, we can calculate, this is the value minus 190. 215 is what? Sales price of motor per motor minus variable cost per motor. 190, this is the already we have calculated, and after deduction of the 15 rupees, that sales price become 215. So this rupees 25 is a new contribution per motor. Before this, that was a 40. Now it is 25. In this case, how much BEP means break even, we have to calculate. We know this formula, break even point in unit. How to calculate? Fixed cost upon contribution per unit. How can we find out? Yep, fixed cost upon sales price per unit per motor minus variable cost per motor. So we'll get here the 2,40,000 upon 215 minus 190. That means 2,40,000 upon 25. So we'll get, what is the sales price? 15 per motor. Reduction of the sales price by 15 rupees. How many motors are manufactured? That is the break-even point we have to find out. So friend, here is the final answer. 9,600 motors we have to manufacture to get the break-even after reduction of this the sales price. Means coming cost is, money is less. In that case, manufacturing amount is the unit number of units are increased. So friends, before that was we are calculated the before the reducing the price, that number is 6,000. After that, for this 1 lakh rupees, how many motors are we to manufacture? 8,500 motors. After reducing the 15, that this 6,000 becomes now 9,600. So break even is increased. So when we reduce the price, we have to automatically break even will be increased. So friends, thank you for watching my video. Subscribe my channel Khan Academy. Thank you very much.